It's time now for some real education. Instant Classic gives us a chance at the end of every show to talk a little bit about something that's lighter, frothier, more aesthetic, art, what education could be if we weren't too busy lying about education and using it as a tool of propaganda. And speaking of which, we're going to spend today's and all week's Instant Classic just looking at some great quotes from King Lear. Every time you want to get away from the reality of life and you want to understand life at the bone where it is darkest and sweetest, one of the best books you can pick up is King Lear. It does not disappoint. It deals so compactly with suffering and the response to suffering and how the lies we tell ourselves are the lies that destroy us. Seems like very good subject matter with all of the lies that are being told to the American people today. So I want to start with this quote from King Lear, a play that was first produced and put on stage in 1606. I happen to think it's Shakespeare's greatest play. And here you have King Lear, who has been disowned by his children. He divides his kingdom up in three, gives each of his daughters and their husbands a part of the kingdom. And the minute he is no longer powerful, no longer king, the two oldest daughters conspire to destroy him. And at the middle of the play, he's locked out in a terrible storm. He's locked out of the house, out of the palace, to wander with no one by his side except his young fool, who's trying to care for him as the old man gets sicker and sicker and the head becomes more and more mentally disturbed. And in this beautiful passage, Lear is feeling sorry for himself until he comes across a poor beggar hiding in the straw, being rained on. In other words, as bad as King Lear's fortunes have fallen, Lear stumbles across someone who's much worse. And when he sees this, he has a tremendous revelation. He says, "Poor naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm, how shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness, defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayst shake the superflux to them and show the heavens more just." It is his own suffering that allows him to empathize with the suffering of another. And what he says there is powerful. The only way suffering matters and the only way we can truly address suffering in the world is if we first understand what suffering is ourselves. And you can't do that abstractly. You can't do it in the classroom. It has to be your own personal suffering that will allow you to understand the suffering of others. It's a remarkable observation, one that wouldn't get much play in the dreamy, denying reality world of our own making.